Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Freedom Tour 2023, episode 29. And here we are in the wrong account. I knew there was a reason why that wasn't open. Look, there's some things we got to talk about today. First off, I have an obligatory expectation to make an Is Raid Dying video. Nubs stated clearly in content creator chat, we got to make one every 3 months. We're not real CCs, so I wanna be a real boy, just like Pinocchio and Nubs and Odd One and Hell Hades and Chosen and every other content creator that's made an Is Raid Dying. I don't know, is Raid dying? I think it's a little early to put the nail in the coffin, though I think they're sure trying. But what I find wildly interesting is I can't remember the last time 2 days in a row. Now keep in mind, I am in Mountain Standard Time. They are way across the world and like many hours ahead of me. And so their day 2 is already over for them, and they're still radio silent. The last content creator notification was on the 28th, technically the 27th, because the 28th was just about adding the renders to Google Drive so that we can get the new champion PNG files. And before that was Aces put in all the latest 10x. So the 27th, it's now what, the 5th? The 3rd. Of course, yesterday was a 1 year anniversary. Yesterday was our 1 year anniversary. Amanda and I, official get together, of course, was October 2nd, 2022. And we had a nice dinner at Chop Steakhouse. It was really nice. It was great steak, an aged smoked steak. I had a ribeye. She had a New York. She's not even a big steak fan, but once in a while, right? It's good food. We exchanged some cute gifts, and this is one of the gifts, by the way. Retro Seahawks. Go Seahawks. Big win last night. We watched that. We watched Shrek the Musical. It was really good, actually. It was humorous. It's very humorous. So that's what I did yesterday. And of course, today I'm trying to get my keys in for Hydra, because of course with Mandy here I wasn't doing any extracurricular raid content, but we got those keys in. We're getting hammered on my main on my alt. Actually, I'm gonna call that my alt. This is my main. We're getting hammered on my alt, so I didn't go for the big 6 million point or 6 billion points. I just did like half a billion with the corpulent team, and I shut her down because like I know that there's 2, maybe 3 of us total, including myself, that have that team that hadn't done keys yet. So at best, we're still going to be 4th. The math is there. So I'm sorry to my clan if I was wrong and I should have went for it. But I felt like it's just wasn't in the cards. So we've had some pretty good progress on this account, oddly enough. So on Brutal, I did 2 keys yesterday and was able to get the Guardian chest. Now, this begs the question. I'm going to try it today and we're going to find out. But Brutal starts giving some better rewards, right? Ultra Nightmare. We want Nightmare, obviously, at minimum. But I think I might be able to 4-key top chest. So we're going to try that on the account. Now there's something else while this is running I want to talk about, because there's some misinformation. And so I looked it up because nothing from Raid. By the way, to finish that thought, the last announcement was on the 29th, and that was just like an art thing with the Pinterest and something. So they're just trying to do some stuff. And then the 28th was the September Champions. So it's been quiet for several days. Now, over a weekend, sure. But Monday, and Tuesday, so many hours ahead, not a word from them, and it's a bit disconcerting. I'm not going to lie to you. So is Raid dead? I don't know, but they sure want me to believe it is dead. But I do want to talk about the copyright law in the video game world. It was a beautiful article written by the Washington Journal of Law, Technology, and Arts. And streamer or infringer, copyright law in the video game world. And it was talking about the most watched games on Twitch. Now here's the part I want to read. Copyright protection as codified in, and it's just going to be the Section 17 of the United States, whatever you call it. Is it the United States Code? Oh, yeah, it's United States Code. Exists in original works of authorship fixed in any tangible medium of expression such as motion pictures and other audiovisual works. Under Section 17 of the USC of the Copyright Act, copyright owners have 6 exclusive rights that they may do or authorize others to do their work. This includes a right to reproduce copyrighted work, prepare derivative works based on copyright work, distribute copies of copyright work to the public, and more. Therefore, under copyright law, game developers and publishers legally own exclusive rights to the use, images, and videos of their games in a fixed form. The issue is likely not with streaming the video gameplay alone. This arguably does not satisfy the fixation requirement within copyright law, but rather the moment a user uploads the recorded stream, which in the case of YouTube, we're uploading recorded content. We're not live streaming, and therefore it is considered a fixed medium. However, today's streamers arguably are not required to gain permission from game developers and publishers to record and upload their gameplay online. Platforms like Twitch, hours upon hours of copyright protected gameplay is uploaded to Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and countless other platforms. While these platforms typically protect themselves through the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, it allows safe harbors for communities, meaning that they can't go after the companies that are hosting these. And they've created this guideline and not created more stringent laws based on the fact that they do this strike system. So that's why there are strike systems in both YouTube and Twitch to do with copyright material. They still more or less allow and perpetuate an environment of infringement, though enough game publishers and developers have just not enforced their copyrighted works. Ultimately, while there's little to no precedent for the enforcement of copyright within the video game streaming and uploading realm, users should be aware of the law and the possible legal implications should they arise when a copyright owner chooses to enforce their exclusive rights. Meaning that though typically they don't enforce them, they have every right to do so. It's their work, and the second you upload in a fixed medium their work without their express written consent, you are infringing upon their copyright, and it's whether or not they choose to enact that. Now, perfect example is Nintendo, who actually went hog wild, hundreds upon hundreds of copyright claims on people who had legitimate Nintendo. And you watch anyone who's doing Nintendo content for fixed format, and they'll typically shy away from it. Now, to the point where even some people were not even willing to stream, like Call of the Wild. They were scared of it. But certainly people doing reviews, like I watch Angry Joe a lot, and he's a very, very well-known game enthusiast, player, reviewer, whole thing. And he literally doesn't even want to show the Nintendo symbol because Nintendo gets really antsy about their stuff. So the applicable law, as stated above, Section 17 of the United States Code 106 awards video game developers and publishers the rights to authorize, limit, and control who can reproduce, publicly distribute, create derivative works, publicly perform, publicly display, and or digitally perform a sound recording from their copyrighted works. This means developers are able to file takedown notices for infringing material and refuse to allow streamers to stream their game. However, popular social media platforms typically find protection under the DMCA, meaning the platforms are protected under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, but the individual people doing it, me, for example, as a content creator, are not. And that's the problem. Now, bring this back to MacChan. Mac-Chan did have, albeit very little, small snippets of the game. So from a law standpoint, from a legal standpoint, absolutely they're allowed within their rights to do a copyright strike. That doesn't change the fact they shouldn't, and it's very bad form. It's awful, and it's probably in part why they're being so silent right now, because I think they know, and they've done this once before, and they were strangely silent then too. And the reality is, they have the opportunity and right to do this, but it's a bad look. Could you imagine if League of Legends, as popular as it is, one of the most widely popular games in the world, free to play, but they make a ton of money through skins and through other exclusive content. They want people to stream. And I believe that Raid wants us to stream. Raid needs us to. In fact, they make a content creator program specifically for streaming and uploading of content. However, they can abuse the system legally because they don't need a reason for a takedown, because it's expressly within the code, Section 17 of the US Code, Copyright Act, that they have exclusive rights to the content. And they haven't given written permission for anyone to create any sort of content. And I don't have a written document stating I'm allowed to do what I do. And at any moment, they could say, they don't want me to have this. I've got this on the screen. They could get me. Is it right? No. But is it legally right? Yes. And that's unfortunate because it doesn't really give any legal recourse. Now, I know one of the posters on mine had talked about H3H3. That was different because of the transformative nature of using clips that are smaller than X seconds is protected. I believe it's 10 seconds for audio. I don't know if it's the same for video, and I didn't look it up. So if you want to, if I'm missing something, certainly let me know. But I can, if I remember, I'll link to this thing because it's really interesting. Because it says, it has things like what copyrights are flagged in video game streaming. And it has moving forward, what's the plan, and talking about how they want to change the DMCA to be a little bit more broad. Because absolutely, I believe what we do is transformative. And because it's transformative, I think we should have the right to it. However, expressly within the Act as it stands right now, it is not for video games and movies, for example. A lot of people try to get around saying it's transformative by doing reviews while playing the whole movie or reacting to a whole movie on streaming because it's not fixed. So a lot of streamers try to get away with that. I promise you that if you try to upload you reacting to an entire movie, you're going to get taken down. But streamers have kind of flirted around it, and eventually they get hit too. It's just the reality is money, and we don't have the same money as they, and it makes it very difficult to fight. So that's my understanding of it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So now that we did 13 minutes of that, is Raid dying? No. It's still around. There's still a lot of people playing. I think that they're looking for an out. I think they're looking for a way to make things more exciting, and I don't know if they have it right now. So it'll be interesting to see the next weeks to see what they come up with. It's been radio silence. We haven't heard of any future this or any big planned event coming up. And just based on the fact that their own white sheets for their shareholders was in money mode essentially, and that Raid's no longer their biggest money maker. It's one of their gambling games. Does tell me that if you're only making, so Hell Hades had like a 9 million. It's on Social Blade. You want to look it up. It was making about 9 million a month on. I don't know if that was combined. I thought that was just iOS, and then think another 7 million from Google Play. You're like, oh my god, that's only 16 million a month. That's a lot of money. But when you consider they have 3,000 employees, total. Now, I don't know if that includes Pixel Works or whatever. What's their Pixel something? I don't know if it includes that, in which case they make lots of money because their gambling apps make tons of money to pay everyone's salary. But just from Plarium perspective, which is not it's a subsidiary of the bigger gambling consortium of online mobile app games. It doesn't pay the bills. Well, it does, but it doesn't make a lot of profit. However, there's one thing I think we all forget, and I think anyone who's a serious spender in the game, or at least many people who are serious spenders in the game, especially outside the United States. In the United States, Google Play, especially if you're an Android user, gives you Google Play points. So if you're spending this kind of money in a game, it's like anything else. You want to get your frequent flyer points or your whatever. So I think a lot of people use Google Play through that. But outside of America, it actually behooves us to not use Google Play or iOS apps, the App Store, right? The iOS App Store, because they're obligated to charge state tax or provincial tax. Sorry, I don't know if they have to do state. I think they do have to do state tax, but definitely provincial tax. So we have GST here, which is I think it's generalized sales tax. I think something like that. It's just a way for our government to take more money from us. It's 5%. And if I go through Google Play, I get charged that 5%. If I go through Plarium Play, I don't, because they don't have a particular agreement with the Canadian government, or I assume any other government other than maybe the United States, maybe not even the United States, to charge the sales tax. So that's a lot of money if you're talking thousands of dollars in the game. So my point being is, probably the biggest source of revenue is not iOS or Google Play. I would say probably a third or half even of their revenue might come from Plarium Play. Because while a lot of casual spenders probably use the two app stores, I would think the high spenders are not. They're using Plarium Play to purchase their product. Now, I don't have any. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's 10%. I think it's probably 50%. So, if they're making 16, then they're probably making 30 million revenue. But it's going down and it's falling. So I think they need to do something to make themselves whole again. I don't know what I'm looking for as a phrase, but to really make the player base interested in supporting them again and playing the game. I think there's a lot of issues here. I don't think Watcher of Realms or Dragonair are the games to take this game down, because they're different games, and I believe they're different enough that it really doesn't play the same, I guess is the best way to put it to me. I could be wrong, but I just don't think they're the games to take this one down. But I think it's a chink in the armor, and I think every time they have these... Oh, I can't believe I lost that. I gotta play that again. I think I can win it. I think every time that they have these gaffes, it loses another set of players. And as long as that's gonna happen, they're going to find themselves on the wrong end of kind of the ire, I guess. I don't know, the disappointment of Raid Shadow Legends players, and ultimately, it's going to cause people to leave the game. And so, are they dying? Well, they're sure trying. So I think that's my end thought on it, is they sure aren't doing themselves any favors. In these moments when you want to step up, they're not stepping up. And I don't think any game dies in a day, but I think every game can die over time. And is it impossible to come back from the dead? Heck no. Take a look as a perfect example at the CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk went from the laughing stock of the AAA world. It was one of the absolute worst releases in recent memory that I can think of. But they kept at it. They did not give up. They knew they gaffed. I don't even think it was a developer's fault. I think they were pressured to release early by the money. I think some of their areas were a little over ambitious. As you can tell, it took over a year to get those things right. So it took another year, another 20% or 15% of their total cycle. So, but they were able to bring something out that then became very well thought of and very strong. And now it's getting all the rave. Liberty City is getting so many rave reviews. So it's never too late for Raid until it's too late for Raid. The difference is CD Projekt Red immediately saw that they needed to make good, and they could have just walked away from that game and went on to Witcher 4 or whatever big project they're going on. But they knew this is an IP that they believed in. This is an IP that they felt they had a series, actual more than just one game. And so they worked really hard and they really pushed to make it better. And I don't see Raid Shadow Legends doing that. I mean, their response to all the negative backlash is to drop a few dollars off the cost of a Primal Shard. Wow. It just didn't work. So, we'll figure things out. We'll keep playing until it's no longer feasible, and then this channel will cover another game. And I suspect that I won't get the same level of return, but maybe eventually I will. I think the hardest part about right now is that people in the Raid realm still kind of want Raid content, even though, oh god, I was never going to win that one. Even though it's kind of certainly not as wonderful as it used to be. I think some people just want to watch Raid content, and it's, you say, move to another game. But the reality is I watch it. You watch anyone. Who was I looking at the other day who literally had a Raid video and then had a Dragonair video as their next video, and it was literally a 1/10 of the views from someone who consistently get like 4 or 5K views. Suddenly was getting much less. Is this the one that whooped my butt the first time? I think I gotta give him another try. So, but that said, I think I'm at the point right now, given the way I'm playing now, that I wouldn't mind moving on to a new game, because I don't think it would hurt me in the same way it would have years ago. I think I would probably get a few less views, and then it would slowly build its way back up to where we are now, and I'm okay with that. I wasn't always okay with that, but we're okay with that now. Oh god, the fear procs. So, yeah, there's my Is Raid Dead video. Nubs, if you watch this, check. I can't kick me out just yet. But that's about all I got for you in that. So, as for this, we are now on Brutal. Oh, Raid Shadow Legends. Let's play some Raid Shadow Legends. Let's talk about it. Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends, yeah, we're up to 42 ancient shards. We're going to be pulling those on probably Saturday morning on stream. Amanda has a bunch of stuff she got to do. Obviously, she's been away for a bit, so she's got to do like some shopping and stuff. But hopefully, she can get up before she heads out for the day, and we'll open up hers. She's got close to 100. I have 40. We'll see how many more I get. But I think that'll be a fun little thing for the weekend. So that'll be on this channel live. 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is when the stream starts. Probably around 10 a.m. we'll do the shards. So, playing the fun parts of the game. You know what I mean? Let's see, where else are we at? I think I got one more further on Dragon, though I don't feel 100% on that. So we'll probably keep to 14 until I feel like we can get to 20. Stage 18 whooped our butt, so we did get. No, we didn't push that. We didn't push the Fire Knights. I think I can do further on Fire Knights down the road. As far as Spider's Den, I'm a little bit. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to do this. We need to do stage 10. I don't know. I don't know what to do for spider. I really hope I pull some kind of spider help, because I don't see any. I almost thought about skipping Deacon as my next 6-star and going straight to Armiger, because Armiger can help with spider. He's got enemy max HP, and he's got a turn meter manipulator, and certainly I'll eventually get there. What was that? Not a challenge? Oh, stage 13. My bad. Stage 13 on auto. Oh, I haven't even done 13 yet. Very interesting. Oh, it should be fine. So yeah, spider's a concern right now. I'm at 10. I don't feel the need to go further than 10, but eventually I do absolutely need to, for both silver and for gear. So I think that's my big hope for next weekend, is that, or this coming weekend, is that I pull something like Mordecai would be just perfect. I can work with Mordecai, or maybe we can get, I was gonna say a cold heart, but I guess we're not opening voids unless we're really close to getting something good from the champion chase. Yeah, just Sishia. Can I get a Sishia as my first legendary? Pulled legendary? That'd be sweet. I'd be good with that. I could settle for that. So we got Magic, Void, Arcane, Dragon's Lair. Oh, so just all the... Oh, let's do this right now. Let's just knock off the list, the ones we can do. Arcane, 13. So yeah, I knocked off a few more Arbiter mission pieces. Really happy about that. I think we're on the wait for the dungeons to be open, which is such a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. Oh wait, there's more clickies. There's more clickies. Nope, nothing from Raid still. It seems weird. Like literally nothing in the content creator. The chat, we're chatting. Not a lot, but we're chatting. Mostly like mostly like just memes. We're just memeing because we're like, what is going on? Although, you know, we said there's too much going on. And so maybe that's it. Maybe they're like, maha, we got you now. See, now there's nothing going on. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. Like I think I said in the last video, when you walk into a school and it's too quiet, that's what it feels like. It's on the weekend and no one's doing anything, so it just feels creepy. Anyway, I think that's about it for the video. I think tomorrow we might showcase a little bit before I go on the road. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do. I might do a video. I might try doing the video just on my phone. And for some reason, I can't get, like, there used to be a game one where you could play the game and have an overlay of me. And yet, it seems like that's gone now from Android's Google Plays or one of their little overlays. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen one where it has an overlay so you guys can see me on my phone. I can record my phone, because the mic that I have, those little Bluetooth wireless mics, are perfect on the phone, not so much on the laptop. So it would be nice. And I also have to remember to get some of my assets from here onto the laptop so that I don't oh, I can't do spiders then, can I? Oh, so I can do like thumbnails and stuff, because I don't have Photoshop. I have a single license Photoshop, so the thumbnails are what they are, but I can kind of sort of make them like I did the old days. But I could use some of the assets just to help with that. And the intro and outro. Not that that's a big deal to you guys, but should probably still have it on on the old videos. And then, yeah, so we'll see what tomorrow's like. It'll be hopefully earlier than the last couple have been posted, but I don't know. Do you guys any thoughts you have? Any questions you have? Any raid-related questions, heaven forbid? Any new player questions you have? I'd love to answer them in the next... I wouldn't mind an opportunity if there's enough questions down below that I spend the beginning of the next video answering those questions. Like actual raid questions or actual content questions. Or even not, I don't know, personal questions. Who cares? Anything. Wouldn't mind doing that. So maybe we can do that if you get enough comments on this thing. But I think we're going to call it. I think 30 minutes is a nice even number. And by the time I actually shut her down, it'll be about 38 minutes because I like to babble. But thank you all for my rambling mess on the Digital Copyright Act, as I understand it, as a non-lawyer, not legal advice. And thank you for listening to my Is Raid Dying? Which I think... Not yet, but they're sure trying, is my synopsis there. And I don't mean to offend or flame or get anyone angry. Except Raid. Except Plarium. I don't mind getting them angry. But I don't want to get any of you angry. We're just talking. We're just having a good time. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Please be kind, be safe. And, as always, we'll see you in the next video.